very, very good morning, folks. We have returned the next morning. It's about 9:30 in the morning here. After a very uneventful night, shall we say, at this fantastic place. But we're coming back this morning because I want to try and get to prove that you can actually get evidence at these locations during the day. I mean, it's an absolutely fantastic day. The wind is next to nothing. It was as still as a mill pond last night. You could hear a pin drop, and not even a pin dropped, to be fair. Unfortunately. So we are trying to get some kind of activity in here this morning. I'm probably going to be here for about maybe 2-3 hours, and this one will go out as a separate video for your viewing pleasure. So, with that said, my name's Mark, this is Steve, this is Dead Cold Paranormal. In a bit, folks. Alright then, lads and lasses, so I'm sitting back in the chair that I was sitting in last night. Obviously there's Steve. I've got the chair that was allegedly moved. We don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that chair wasn't in here last night, and we spent a good few hours in here. I've got a few cat balls sprinkled around. I've got the Melrem there, and there's another Melrem through the door that way, in the doorway, and I've got the ghost tube up there as well, just there, and it is a beautiful day. Let me just show you this, because it is absolutely fan-flippin-tastic. Look at that for a view. Thank you very much. I'll come and sit in this chair any day of the week if there's a view like that. Good morning, spirits.
It's your friendly investigators again.
It's your friendly neighbourhood investigators. Would you like to show yourselves on this fine, fine morning? If that chair that I've got the camera pointed at was moved last night by living or dead, could you give us a sign, please, to actually say that you were here, or you may be still here?
Sit down in the chair.
Yeah.
Come and make yourself at home.
Plunk yourself right down on that chair, please. Don't worry about the black object that's stood there. Because if you sit down on it, it may actually go off. Set one of the devices off on the floor. As we always do when we come to places like this, always treat places like this with the utmost of respect. It's not very often I come to an abandoned place, because I don't really like doing it much. But this place is so beautiful. I can't help myself. kind of drawn towards it. And don't be afraid of us. If you can see us, please don't be afraid. Come closer to the sound of my voice if you can hear me. That noise just came from outside, didn't it, I think? Sounded like something metal.
Yeah.
Outside, folks, there's a whoops, that's my glasses. Outside, folks, I noticed it's not this elevation, it's this elevation here. There's a caravan. Well, there's caravans on both sides, but there is a you can see down there. Yeah, I can't quite see it. Yeah, there's a caravan down there. You just see its roof. It has some loose metal attached to it. Keeps on flapping every now and again in the breeze. All of those properties you see down there are used to be the would have been the stables for this building. That, especially the one on the left-hand side, that's probably may not be the original beam above the garage door. But I'm sure that would have been a stable at some point. You can see the one next to it as well, obviously blocked in now with some French doors. That would have also been a stable for horse and cart to go into. And you've got that little outhouse there as well, an outbuilding. All these buildings around here are made from the natural stone you get in the hills around here in the mountains. I mean, that's just a bit good across there, isn't it? You can see for miles. Steady on, bear. That bang there came from the roof. It's starting to get a bit windy again. I heard this a few times last night as well. This polythene blowing in the breeze, because obviously you've got a lot of broken windows here. You cannot get a better view than that. Dearest spirits, are you here? I implore you to come out and play. Come out and do something. Come out and say hello. I'd love to say hello to you. I don't know if you've got the energy to do so. If you could give one of us a tug on the jersey, tug on the jumper. Thanks for that. Creeping around there he is. Paper doilies.
Yeah, did make me wonder yesterday. Bit of a random item.
Yeah, definitely. Surprised it hasn't rotted away to nothing in all this damp.
Yeah.
Who's Jude? If Jude was said 3 times, I'd like Jude, if there is such a Jude in this place. Can Jude come forward? Please?
Bored.
Bored? Well, if you're that bored, come out and do something.
Maybe.
Thank you. Oh, dear me. You can't dodge it sometimes, can you?
No.
Well,
He's just stunned sometimes.
maybe you're bored because you're bored of being here and want to pass over. What I'd like to ask is, are you the girl that was murdered here by the Lords, according to folklore? Now, I don't know whereabouts the murder took place, but I know it was within this estate, within these grounds, according to what I've read. Have you got anything to say to the Lords that mistreated you and then murdered you?
Is Jude a male name?
Could be.
Could he be one of the lords?
I'll have to check back and see if it actually mentions names of the Lords in the folklore tale.
Stop recording.
No, I am not stopping recording. I'm sorry.
Is that why you're bored? You don't want us recording anymore?
I mean, is that maybe why? Spirits are not very often captured on camera. If, of course, the video footage you see is real, which it more than likely isn't. Do you want us to turn the camera off so you can show yourself? I'll tell you what then. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the camera off for 5 minutes, maybe 10. And me and Steve are just going to stand here talking for a bit. And as soon as I turn the camera back on, I'll tell you if anything happened. And it will be the truth, and only the truth. In a bit. Yeah, so we got nothing at all.
Stop recording.
What?
Hey, we did stop recording, that's for sure. And I'm being honest, we actually got nothing at all. So that's it, man. That's it. We're going to move down to another level. No, down, love, not up. Yeah, so
Stop recording.
I'm going to throw if my phone wasn't so new, I'd throw it through the bloody window because it's getting on my nerves there now. We'll go down to the next level in a bit. Alright folks, right, I've just come down to the next level. There's the lovely staircase there. I've got my Melrem set up on the stairs. There's a couple of cat balls kicking around. I've got another Melrem down there. And I have got I'm going to give this a whirl. I haven't had this out really by itself for a while. I'm going to give the SB7 Spirit Box a whirl. I know a lot of people don't really like the noise and all that kind of stuff, but I haven't really got used to the gadget that Craig got me, or made for me. But so I'm going to try this by itself and see if we get anything coming through at all. I put it on AM bandwidth and setting 150 ms. So let's sweep forward. It's quite a good area to use something like this because you don't really pick up any kind of radio channels and such like that, or very little of them anyway. I'll try AM for a bit and then I'll switch to FM and see if we get anything at all. 5 minutes on each, because I probably can't bear the hissing. Well, it's a valid question, and I'll ask you it, and maybe you can communicate through this box in my hand. But the year that we are in now is 2022. So, if you'd like to let me know what year you are from, or maybe what year you think it is.
We hope that when we do tell you what the year is now, that it's not too much of a shock for you.
Maybe you don't believe it. Maybe you still think you are in the correct time, and we are not. I'm going to walk around with this thing in my hand on this floor. If you'd like to say anything to me through it, please feel free. You can come and talk to me anytime you want within the walls of this house. Did you say help there? If you need some help, you can only ask. I need to check that back to see if it did say that. I need to check that back to see if it did say that. Right, quite enough of that. We've travelled a great distance to actually to be here, and you know, as I said right at the top of the video, I'm quite happy to be here and for nothing to happen, because to walk around in this fantastic historical building is a pleasure for me anyway, and I'm sure it is for Steve. You know, it's a little bit disappointing that you don't get anything, but that's just the way it goes. And the more people realise that, the better. Because you know, we do have some fun, and I know some people might think that it's entertaining what we do, but you know, at the end of the day, trying to find out if anything in the supposedly haunted locations actually comes to light, comes forward, and then we can maybe talk to it. Him, her, it, whatever it might be. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Right folks, we have come down to the final daytime destination today. We're back down in the cellar again. This time I'm really going to, instead of being in one room, I'm going to concentrate between the final room before you go out. See, that's the end of the exit over there. And the corridor. You know, some people have said in the past that
good amount of breeze coming down.
That is it, yeah. Cat ball just got blown off the step. There was a breeze came through though, so.
Over here instead.
My God, I tell you what, that would be great if that had happened.
Oh, that would have been just.
And typically I would have the camera pointing at it. Yeah.
That would have been the ultimate.
So what basically happened there, folks? We had the cat ball on this top step, and I just rolled down onto this bottom step. But yeah, there was a very strong breeze. You get a really good breeze coming through here to go straight up the stairs, so there is a good through draft. So yeah, that's what probably happened there. Is there anyone here at all that would like to come forward, make their presence known, maybe roll that ball properly from that position there? Maybe you'll see that there. Yeah. That's a cat ball down there. So if it be rolled across the floor here from there, I would say that's more believable.
What was that?
That's a cat ball down there. So if it be rolled across the floor here from there, I would say that's more believable.
What was that?
That's a cat ball down there. So if it be rolled across the floor here from there, I would say that's more believable.
What was that? I didn't know where that came from outside.
Check back on the footage of that one.
What did it sound like to you? 'Cause to me it sounded like a...
Yeah, but more deeper.
Yeah, so that was a bit girly, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Hello? If that was from in this building, could you do it again, please?
No, that wasn't too dissimilar to something we heard yesterday.
Is there anyone here? Would they like to make themselves known again? I love this paint peel on this wall. It's so Silent Hill-esque, and I've said this many times, and I do love Silent Hill, the movie and the games. Haven't played it for a long time. If it was a spirit that made that noise, could it make it again, please? That's a mighty cold draft I can feel on my hands.
Yeah.
It's actually giving me the chills a bit. Is anyone here? I can feel the draft kind of moving around me. It's not just come from one direction.
Yeah.
It's come from a few different directions.
Come and make your presence felt if you are here. Throw a stone, maybe. Is that your stomach?
Yeah, a little bit. It's funny. And we were down here last night in the cellar before we packed in. You do get this overwhelming feeling down here that that's just something else is just down here. I'm not hamming it up. For me, this, I mean, it might just be me, but for me, this cellar is probably the, as all cellars are, dark and dank, and obviously There's always a good horror story from a cellar, that's for sure. But it plays on your mind. It definitely plays on my mind, that's for sure. That's the can. Somebody put a can at the top of the stairs. If you can hear that ticking noise. See it up there? Whenever the wind blows, obviously those big old drafty sash windows, and obviously the draft that comes up and through the stairs, that'll make that can move. He says, and now it's not moving. God, I'm stepping on the ball again. I'm surprised I haven't smashed them to bits. The real Batman. Can you copy that tap? Do that again, please, Steve. Could you copy that, please?
Obviously not impressed.
No.
Not interested.
No. Bit of a shame, folks. Hey, that's just the way it goes.